Howdy everybody. Just hopefully a quick one here. Just want to give folks perspective for those who know the basic story of Gettysburg, but perhaps who have never been to Gettysburg. Just past Sickles Ave, which kind of draws a north-south axis throughout what you could kind of call the middle of the battlefield, or the upper middle portion. Now that I'm at the top here. So this of course is all about the rascally Dan Sickles, and hopefully you can get a screenshot there. But why don't you look way ahead to the right of this tree, right in between there. From this vantage point, Sickles did have a better bead on things, if you will. If you look just across the Emmitsburg Road, you can see a pretty clear line of sight over in the direction of that Longstreet's Corps was coming from. Keep in mind, many of these trees may not have been here. I can't tell you exactly which ones were and which ones weren't, or for that matter, which tree lines were here and which ones were not. Now looking this way, hang on a sec, across this little road, there's the sun. So if you look out yonder, you can see Little Round Top directly ahead. I just want to give you a vantage point of how much terrain he covered. He left his position and advanced forward by about a mile. About a mile. For those unawares, I'm sure 95% of you are, but we are now at the peach orchard, and as I've mentioned, I believe the peach trees have been replaced with apple trees. Question is, of course, why did he do it? Well, it depends on what versions of the events you read and which battle maps you've looked at, because a lot of people think that he was at the top of Little Round Top. He wasn't. They had, multiple interior lines, the Union, right? But Sickles was actually placed kind of something, I guess you'd say, in an advanced position. But of course, he was not supposed to advance this way, let alone by a whole mile. Now, if you look carefully, you can see a bit of a slope going that way. And again, back up here, you can see a little bit of a slope going back down across the Emmitsburg Road. So this would technically be high ground. I mean, it's not much of a hill. It's almost more of a bump. But I just want people to understand why Sickles did what he did. Of course, there's some backstory that goes back to Chancellorsville. And I'm just going to blow by that. You can look that up yourself. I've already mentioned it in other videos. What I'm saying is, and I am not a staunch defender of Sickles, okay? And I think anybody that is has a couple screws loose, because he was a real, I hate to use this language, guys, but he was a real bastard. He was a real son of a gun. Anybody that defends, that's a staunch supporter of Dan Sickles, has a couple screws loose up here, okay? But in purely technical military terms, what he did wasn't necessarily crazy. He feel like, if you were back at the base of Little Round Top and you've got this hill right here in front of you, you feel like your vision is blocked, your line of sight is blocked, and you don't have enough time to see the enemy coming. It's a fair point. It was against orders, but it's a fair point. So what I'm saying is, while I have many, many, many other criticisms of Dan Sickles, what I'm saying is that his move to advance to the peach orchard, it wasn't absolutely insane. There was some sense to it. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to keep this one short. I will see you guys later.